our geopolitical correspondent Norman Floyd Barnes, situated in Washington, D.C. A very good morning to you, Norman. We are seeing some
Greetings.
tensions coming out. Donald Trump has mentioned over 37 times that he was close to a deal to end the Iran escalation as we see it. And not only so, it is not a relationship like Azerbaijan and Armenia that it will be easy for U.S. President Donald Trump to sit the two sides down for a negotiation, for a ceasefire, for long-term trade deals as well. But this time around, it is Israel and Iran. And of course, there is a greater Israel plan, a plan that is headed by Benjamin Netanyahu, including attacks on Lebanon. And it is still the talk of the town. While Donald Trump has been the first U.S. president to join the NBA final game, of course, the crowd chanted booing the U.S. President Donald Trump. It's a very first sight to see. And of course, the Americans, common citizens, are taking the brunt of the economic repercussions that are stemming from this war. I want to get the know-how from you, Norman. How are you seeing this? A very good morning to you.
Greetings and good morning. Today, we're moving into another day of history. I think we passed 100 days of the war in Iran. And yes, the conversation here is the relationship between the British Prime Minister and our president. It appears they started the war together, but they could be no more different than we are today. The president wants to negotiate terms to end this global conflict, while the Prime Minister of Israel is seeking to find a way to keep this war going. He has a mandate to eliminate Iran and its enemies. That is the only way he can measure, in his eyes, success. Anything less than that is a defeat, and he is up for election this year. The same thing in the United States. Our president is party is up for midterms, and we here in the United States do not believe that our citizens, our resources, our government should be involved in this Iranian event. So the pressure is on both of these men to produce, and it appears that they are at odds. They cannot agree to this because of the pressure coming from within the parties, the people, the countries, to come to a solution. Solution for Israel is to destroy. Solution for the United States is to basically to employ relationships with the world and keep the economic stimulus moving where people can basically keep their quality of life. Right now, we're looking at a crash, a conflict between the United States and Israel on regards of which way do we move forward in the future. Unfortunately, this affects everyone in the world. Every single avenue, alley, street, roadway, people are very concerned. We have a major event coming very soon this week, Sunday, the World Cup. We, the United States, has been chosen one of the countries to service host for this global event. Unfortunately, I believe our government is not understanding the mindset of this. This event is not just another sporting event. It is part of the lifestyle of people. People want to engage in friendly competition, fellowship, and politics has now put its poisonous hands into the situation, denying athletes, denying referees, denying people access to this major event. This is not an act of a good host. And like the wars, like the other things that goes on, people have strong memories. They will remember how they've been treated. And this will create the conflict as we move forward. This war, this conflict, and acting as a good host has to take precedent on what's going on. We as a people, human beings, must understand that at some point in time, we must become human. Right now, that is not the situation. We're political machines, political ploys, and no one wins except a few people who wins by profiting on war. Everyone else is lose. So a trend has to happen. Hopefully people wake up in a spirit of time and see exactly where this thing is going. This is going to a situation where our civilization as humans are being challenged. The issue right now, we create wars, and wars do not create peace, do not create the future. They just create more wars. And it appears that war is itself the success story for certain people. War creates war. We don't have to win the war, we just have to participate in the war. And that's how we make things happen. Unfortunately, the world, the common person, do not believe that. And that will come out very soon.
As I make of the statements by the doctor here in the studio, a man is known with the company he keeps, and that is very important statement coming from Dr. Khosrow Samad. That is what I want to ask you, Norman Floyd Barnes. Donald Trump has formally nominated his former personal lawyer, Todd Blanche, to serve as the Attorney General. Of course, he'll be stepping in and to succeed Pam Bondi, who was fired there in April, much of which is regarding his role in handling the Jeffrey Epstein files. But I want to ask you once again regarding World Cup as well. Just your remarks on Todd Blanche and regarding the World Cup. If you compare it to the Qatar World Cup, we've seen Qatar building stadiums, employing thousands of people just to make sure this very event followed through. Even a stadium that was made by container, stacking of containers in Qatar. We've seen how that nation has handled this worldwide event. And anything shorter of that in the United States will only be very dramatic and very drastic to its popularity. I want to get a remark from you, Norman. How do you see this? I see that you're nodding on as I speak on. Passing it to you, Norman, how you see it.
As an athlete myself, former athlete, and as someone who's actually, I lived in Brazil for a while I was playing basketball there. The passion, the World Cup is one of these events that comes around in human lifetime where everybody can engage, meaning you can be the richest person in the world, you can be the poorest person in the world, but this levels everything out. This is an opportunity where athletes practice 97% of their life for 3% time, and they have a short window, lifespan, youth. Certain times you can do that. They can't do it when they're 80 years old. They can't do it when they're 50 years old. They can't even do it when they're 40 years old. So they have a small window of time. And this is a time where people come together. It's a passionate thing. This is about passion, not about who win, who lose. It doesn't matter. You got Brazil, you got UK, you got other countries that are very strong. Then you have little countries like Mauritius that participate. It's the passion that people get when they see this. They are now have a chance to, for a moment, take a pause and come together as a human race. We have a connecting thing. We have a chance to participate, engage in each other outside of war. So this is very important that our leaders understand what they're getting into. This is something that people will carry on generationally. They want to know, how do you make me feel during this point period of time, particularly the athletes, particularly these athletes are ambassadors of goodwill. We will never have peace until we understand the dynamics of the human mind, the human experience. People have long memories. They don't care who's in government. They don't care how much money they have. They only care about, how do you make me feel during that time? And they associate that feeling with the time period. It's not that you have a depression. It's basically, how did I feel and who put me in that situation and who can I put my hands on so that I can basically hold responsible for that. So our government leaders are fortunately putting themselves in a situation where people are now putting their hands on them and say, "Hey, you are the cause of this thing." Hopefully, the World Cup will prevail. The athletes going to do what they're supposed to do, and they're going to show up and they're going to do well. But the government influence in that will have a profound effect on future games and the future of our human race.
Right. And as I make from Norman Floyd Barnes' statement, I just want to ask you another question very close by to what you were discussing, the price of tickets regarding the commoner, how they will be purchasing tickets that are very well 3 to 4 Super Bowl ticket prices combined. Over the thousands. Just to ask Norman Floyd Barnes a very short comment regarding the pricing of tickets and how you see it, how FIFA and the United States administration is also trying to get this issue sorted. Some of these people that were trying to buy tickets online were waiting with the scroll of doom. Some even have to wait over 4 hours for their turn at the online stage. Norman, the price of tickets, is it very easy to purchase to watch these games? What do you think?
The tickets are outrageous. They are basically inhuman, the cost. What they're proposing to charge a person is ridiculous. It's well out the side, it is well out the side of their means. So what we will have, you will have the games and you will have the people that will be able to afford it will show. But what you're going to have, the most important thing, particularly in the United States, there will be places, large, low locations where people can watch it on jumbotrons, TV stations. This is TV station is going to run it for free. You're going to have these pubs and clubs and open parks where thousands of people will engage. You will see basically the workflow will shut down, the traffic flow will shut down. It would be just like a holiday, and people will not be working. If they're at work, you can forget about if a World Cup game coming on, you're not going to get any work out of them. So they're going to be glued to the television screen, glued to a jumbo screen, a projection screen, whatever they can to engage in this event. This is a phenomenal time. You might as well say, "I'm going to hold my breath. I'm not going to breathe until I see get involved in the games." You're not going to get any work out of it. So very little work going to be done during this time, meaningful work. Everybody's going to be engaged in this. And the ones who can't afford, some people are saving their lifetime savings to basically to engage and be at
Right.
these games. The ones who cannot will find a way, cell phone, telephones, every whatever, to participate. This is the participation of the people. People will participate in this. It's not like, oh, I can watch this or I can watch a soap opera. I can watch the news. No, 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 no. This is something they have to be engaged in. And they will find a way and it will disrupt the economy right now if we do not provide a avenue for people to engage in this. I mean, I went through the last one we had one here. It was amazing that how people stopped their work and it was at work and they went to these locations and they basically just the hell with work. I'm working. I'm watching the games, and no one dared to question them. So I'm
Right.
looking for this dynamic, particularly now as things going on right now in the world. People will looking for ways where they can find peace. And the peace right now is to participate in this process. They're not watching, they are participating with their whole body, soul, and their last breath. They are engaged in this matter. So this is not just a TV show or something you watch on TV. They are participating physically, mentally, emotionally, and whatever. They are fully engaged, and this is something wonderful if we allow it to act in its natural environment.